I had a mom that had very high standards, and I'm sure that was born out of her trauma. And, oh, you got a B? Why didn't you get an A? Oh, you got an A? Why didn't you get an A plus? And I always felt like to get love, I had to achieve something. And only when I achieved something would I be deserving of love. So then I think I grew up thinking I am a product of my achievements versus my personality being enough versus my character being enough.
Welcome to the Who You Know Show, where what you know is important, but who you know can make all the difference in your business, career, relationships, and your life. I'm super excited because we are at Video Marketing World 2022. And this episode is brought to you by Real News PR. All things camera, all things lights, and all things action. Gonna make you feel and look like $1 million. And speaking of $1 million, we've got Fanny frickin' Dunagan in the house. And Fanny Dunagan, let me just tell you, she's been dropping the mics all over on the stage in this conference, okay? She's inspiring, she's motivating, she's education, she's doing it all, and everybody loves Fanny.
Thank you. Thank you.
No.
I have so much fun.
Thank you. Fanny,
we know each other too well.
I know. This is probably like, how many times have we done the interview together?
Oh.
But it's
3 at least.
Not enough. How about that? Matter of fact, we got some new developments going on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys are going to see a lot more Trevor Houston, Fanny Dunagan collabs. Have we come up with a name yet?
Wing It?
Wing It.
Isn't that what we're...
Just wing it.
Just wing it.
Just wing it. Dun, 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 dun. Just wing it. I like it. Like that's gonna
It fits you.
Yeah.
I'm a little more cautious, but I think that's a good balance.
I'm going to push you a little bit. I'm going to be like,
it.
come on, let's go.
And then I'll like study it and analyze it.
Yes.
And then it'll be like this great balance of things.
Well, so we were playing around with some different names, and so for the audience listening, we are going to be coming out with a collaborative show because here's what we identified. Like, I'll call Fanny out of the blue.
And vice versa.
Right?
Yeah.
And it literally starts just like this. I'll text her, right? And I'm like, hey, do you got 5 minutes?
It's never 5 minutes.
It's never 5 minutes. I'll be like, you got 5 minutes? She's like, yeah.
I now know not to pick up if I don't have at least an hour.
Yep. And we just start like just chatting and going into like problems and all kinds of stuff, and just iron sharpens iron, right?
There's something to be said about hanging out with other entrepreneurs and other content creators, right? We're at this conference right now because we're constantly on. Our brains don't know how to shut off. Our brains are always like, how can I make another piece of content? How can I be better? How can I continue to learn? And so when you're with someone else that has that mindset, it's like 1 + 1 is 5, and it just goes.
Absolutely. Like my mind never shuts off. Like even my dreams. I'm not kidding you. Like my dreams are business related for sure. I don't know how to shut it off.
Yeah.
It's hard. How do you shut it off? Do you shut it off? Can you shut it off?
I do. I actually started listening to, this is going to sound really cheesy, but I started listening to like hypnotic trance audios at night. And it's this calm voice that like counts me down, and there's lots of affirmations in it.
Ooh.
And there's lots of like acceptance in it.
Ooh.
And grace.
Ooh.
And even as I say those words, like I could feel myself calming down.
Ooh.
So that it's like, I think what happens is, what used to happen with me is I finish my day and I just continue to spin and think I didn't do enough. I wasn't enough for somebody. I still owe this person something. All this stuff.
Aww.
And these meditations, whatever, these things that I listen to before I go to bed now, it's just more of like, hey, you're done. It's time to rest.
Peaceful.
And it's been really good.
That's beautiful.
I listen to like maybe 5 minutes, and then it just starts to like, it just conks me out from there.
So it's like positive affirmations and like I am statements. It's like,
Yeah.
like I envision this, okay? Like, boom, doom, doom.
It's not quite like that.
You're the best. You're the best.
It's more like envision tomorrow being the best day.
Oh.
What would it look like? Imagine trusting yourself to do what's needed.
Absolutely.
Imagine operating from a place of you're enough.
Ooh. So I'm curious because you said something. You said you have these thoughts of like I wasn't enough, or I didn't give enough, or like where does that come from, Fanny? Because you give
definitely
so
from
much.
childhood.
Yeah.
Definitely from childhood.
What about childhood?
I had a mom that had very high standards.
Okay.
And I'm sure that was born out of her trauma and things like that. And so, oh, you got a B, why didn't you get an A? Oh, you got an A, why didn't you get an A plus? And so I always felt like to get love, I had to achieve something. And only when I achieved something would I be deserving of love.
No.
I'm going deep here, Trevor.
That's so deep.
And so then I think I grew up thinking I am a product of my achievements versus my personality being enough versus my character being enough. And I find that, like, I'm 48 now, and I found that I think from 40 years old onwards, that's when I'm like unlearning everything in the past and learning that what I have to offer, the words that come out of my mouth, that's enough. My way of being is enough. And it's a constant journey, but
So you're like kind of like coming out of your shell. And
in my 40s. I'm a late bloomer. I kind of see it as like in my 20s and my childhood, I was worried about pleasing others and meeting others' expectations and following the corporate ladder and all that kind of stuff. And only now, like the second half of my life, has it been about finding my voice, sharing my voice,
Yeah.
saying what I feel like is important.
At what was the time in your life that there was a breaking point or something that you just started to be yourself and stop trying to impress everyone else, and it was the real Fanny? When did the real Fanny come out? Will the real Fanny Dunagan please stand up? Please stand up.
This is the real Fanny.
Yes, I know it is. When did
Do you know
start
what it
showing
is?
up?
Through doing video.
Okay, I'm gonna give my drop. Let's go.
Yeah.
Take the cup out.
There's something about when you press go live or you press record and the words start to come out of your mouth. I started to see which words sounded false, and I was only saying them because I thought that's what people wanted to hear, versus saying something I'm like, oh, that's what I really mean. That's what I really believe. And suddenly, through content creation, I found myself.
Love that. Oh, I missed. Hold on. Wait. Capture that moment. Mic drop. So through content creation, you found yourself.
I really did.
That's beautiful. And you know what? I think that's so true. Same thing. Through videos.
Yeah.
Through driving around my car was when I really first started creating videos.
I remember that series of yours.
Yeah. And I made a series of videos driving around in my car, and I need to get one of those things again. I actually really
and I bet it
that.
helped that you were driving, because part of your brain is obviously focused on driving.
Yep.
So then it's almost like the part that's like worried about what people think or worried about saying the right things, that's like focused on driving, and all the heart stuff comes out.
It was very real and authentic. It really was, because
I remember.
Because you're right. You're thinking about driving and not necessarily, and you're just. It's also a very natural place for me. I talk to myself a lot, Fanny, and I do it in my car.
Yeah.
I talk to myself in my car.
I think a lot in my car.
I do.
What's up with that?
It's a very comfortable. You're
right?
Like, you're in your comfort zone. It's quiet.
Yeah.
You're by yourself.
I think maybe because like the analytical, critical part is preoccupied with the operations of the car.
Yes.
So then it's like the creative side starts to like float around and think
solving
about
problems.
things. Yes.
I actually argue.
Yes. Oh.
And I'm trying to stop that. No, I argue.
With yourself?
With whatever the problem is.
Ah.
And the problem is usually people, and I'm debating. I say argument, I'm debating. Because I'm trying to get my outcome. I'm trying to solve a problem, and they are the problem, whoever that person is.
Isn't that funny?
And I am like role-playing.
Huh. So you're like processing then? You're processing a problem?
I'm processing a problem. I'm trying to, like, okay, if I'm going to go into this meeting and talk to this person, how am I...
Yeah.
And actually, you know what? I say that, but in all reality, Fanny, it's very toxic, and I have to stop myself a lot.
Yeah.
You want to know why? Because it's actually my real thoughts that I'm like, this is not right, this, da-da-da, da-da-da, blah, 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 blah. There's zero filter.
Can I teach you a trick?
Yeah. There's zero filter.
What I've started to do, and I learned it through like a leadership course in my 20s.
That's what I need. I was just talking with Mike Rochelle, and I'm like, I need some leadership training because, like,
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes Anyway, go ahead.
I was taught that before a talk, before a presentation, before something big, right? An important meeting,
Yeah.
you set your intention. And the intention is not so much what you're going to say, it's what kind of experience do you want to create in that room. So like right before this talk, I had a pep talk to myself in the car. I did. And I was like, what experience do I want to create for these people today? And I said to myself, and I'm in the car, right? I'm listening to Titanium by David Guerrero or something. And I'm like, you know what? The experience I want to create today is one of transformation. I want people to feel supported and loved and know that they can be great. It has nothing to do with the words I'm going to say on the stage or my slides. It's just setting my intention of this is the environment and experience I want them to feel so that when I do get on stage, the words that come out come from that intention, come from that space of let's transform, let's be great.
You know something else, Fanny, I'm going to tell you right now. And it goes back to what you were saying about your childhood.
Yeah.
And always trying to measure up with accomplishments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You have a very nurturing way about you that makes people feel validated, makes people feel loved and appreciated, and it's that nurturing, like just warm, caring, very soft, right?
I hope it still comes across as strong, though.
No, it definitely does. No, it definitely does.
Yeah.
You don't have to be like, you know what I'm saying, overbearing and all that stuff to be powerful. No, that is powerful because you come in and you captivate the room with this like you make people feel loved, appreciated, validated, like they are enough.
I actually thought about it for a long time. And I think it's because those are all the things that I wanted growing up.
That's it.
I just wanted to be loved and accepted and not have to get to the next goal or milestone. Just love me for who I am. Just love me for my mistakes. And I think because that's what I wanted growing up, then that's what I want to give to others now that I'm older and I have what I want.
Yes.
And I think that's what it is. I don't want people to ever feel judged. I want them to feel heard. And I think maybe that's why I push for content creation so much is you have something to say.
Yeah.
You have a gift. We all have a gift and people need to hear it and know it and do it through video.
Let's go. Yes. I mean, it's so true. I think it's, I'm similar in that way. I think that my passion and my why for helping the job seeker community and all of that is I've had some very, very low points in my life where it felt hopeless, worthless, rejected. I felt like I was in quicksand and paralyzed by fear. And I know, and I can see it on them, and I am like, all right, I can help them with that. You know what I mean? And so I want people to, it's awesome when you can see someone transform too.
Oh, it's the most beautiful thing.
It's so cool. Isn't it amazing?
It is.
Like you've transformed.
I have.
You have.
I have. We both have.
Yeah, we have.
I still remember episode 1 of the Who You Know show. You had Jane the career coach. Jane Ryan. I remember your first show. And look at you now. That was 4 years ago.
Almost 5.
5.
It'll be 5
and
in
the
January.
Consistency, right?
Yeah.
I bet you had days when you're like, oh my God, not another show.
No, you want to know why?
Tell me.
And it's something that they talk about all the time. Because I didn't really do it myself. This is why. You take more seriously what you pay for. Right?
Yeah.
And from day one, we got with a studio with KVGI radio.
Yep.
We were paying money for it.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? If I'm paying money, I'm going to go into the studio.
Yes.
Right? And so
Yes.
it forces you to. And then this was even more money.
Yeah.
You know, but you get what you pay for, better quality,
do.
better everything. And so
100%.
but so that was really what forced my consistency. Had it been left to my own devices and I was trying to do it on my own and I didn't have a team to help me put it together,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd have been as consistent.
Well, today we're learning about accountability and collaboration, right? Like, and I think it's so awesome that we get to grow together, right? 4 years ago, you were different. 4 years ago, I was different.
Yep.
And, well, we stuck with it.
Heck yeah, we did. And watch, 4 years from now.
Right? Oh, yes.
Right? Where do you see
Stay
yourself?
tuned.
Yeah, hey, we'll rewind this episode. And that's what's cool about this, too.
Flashbacks.
That
Yes.
is the other cool thing is the journey because we're documenting our journey. Like you said, episode 1. Oh, my gosh, that was horrible. But it's awesome when I would rewatch it. So,
Yeah.
so we'll do the same thing 4 years from now.
Let's do it.
It's like, you know what it is? It's the ultimate time capsule,
It is.
right? You know how people
Yeah.
used to bury stuff? Time capsules? So 4 years from now, where do you see yourself?
I'm ready to grow. And I think I've realized that in order to grow, I need to let go of control and trying to do everything myself
Yeah.
and hire some really stellar people.
Yes.
And I have this woman in mind I think she'll be amazing. And she is everything I'm not, which is perfect. She's all my weaknesses, is her strengths. And I want to
You know,
do
you
something
told
with
me
her.
about this person.
I know.
We had a conversation. And I will say, Fanny, that was a little while ago. What's going on?
Yeah.
What like I don't know, that was maybe
It's
like
still
6 months ago.
in
What's
the
going on?
works. It's still in the works.
Pull the trigger.
There needs to be an extraction plan first before we can.
Yes,
We
I
can
will
do it.
say that. I will say that. Whenever you're getting,
Yeah.
like you got to have it laid out.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you found a person,
I'm accumulating the funds to afford this person
got it. Got it.
because she's worth it.
Well, yeah, there you go.
And that's another thing. Like,
Well,
I-
okay, hold on. I want to go back to that real before you finish your
okay.
thought. If I had to imagine, can let's just throw a number out on a monthly. What is it going to cost to put her to work per month?
She's worth at least $10,000 a month.
Okay, she's worth $10,000 a month. All right. How many clients do you need for that to work out? To cover 1 month of her salary, what is that? How many clients do you need?
At least 2 corporate clients.
2 corporate clients. Okay. By her taking over and taking off your plate,
Yeah.
right? Is how many more clients can you go get
Oh,
in a monthly basis?
yeah.
Can you raise your prices?
Yeah.
Can you, like, I think of it that way. I actually
Yeah.
feel like if you put her to work, you're going to scale.
Oh, yeah. She's going to take away everything that I dislike doing
Right.
or that holds me back. And then I can concentrate on the creative side, business development, marketing, everything I love. And we're going to be an amazing team.
There you go. I love
Ah!
it.
Oh, my
Let's
gosh.
go.
I'm getting nervous just thinking about it.
Well, listen, if it doesn't scare you, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Right?
It scares the crap out of me.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Just some feedback too that I think could help is to put her to it and tell her this is like when you sign up and you put that together like
Yeah.
like a 90-day like because here's the other thing about hiring, like if it doesn't work out,
Yeah.
don't keep bleeding $10,000, right?
Yeah.
You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So like you
Oh,
got to
I
be
do.
able to figure out if it's working or not,
100%.
right?
100%.
But it sounds like you already know it's gonna work.
There's very few people, as trusting and caring as you say I am, I actually am very cautious when it comes to people. I'm very transparent myself, but for me to like let somebody in and so for me to think like this is it. This is the person. Like she's the one.
Then do it. Let's go.
I think in the process of this show and this whole conference, I'm going to be like, don't you find, Trevor, that when you say something out loud, especially if you're saying it to someone else,
It's a commitment.
it really is.
And the commitment,
It really is.
yeah, the commitment is what really seals the deal, right?
And then it's like you can't go back.
Right.
It's already out in the universe.
Yep.
It's out there. It's materializing.
Yeah.
It's going to come true.
Absolutely. That's how you kind of manifest things.
Yeah.
So you'll do it. You'll do it. You'll make it successful, and you'll make it work.
Thank you.
You know that, listen, I will tell you this much. If the money was an objection, it wouldn't even be in your thought process. Like let's say the 10,000, let me tell you something. If $10,000 was the real thing, like if you legitimately could not do that, you wouldn't even be talking to me about it right now. But the
Yeah.
fact that you are saying these things tells me, and you're saying she is the one, she's the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, you're so confident about it, tells me that $10,000 is actually not a problem. You can do it. You can do
It's possible.
it. Does that make sense?
It's possible.
Like you know what I'm saying? If you were like, she cost $1 million, right? You get where I'm going? Where it's like something that's unattainable. It is attainable,
yeah.
right? You get where I'm going?
I just take a hit.
You take
in
a
the
hit.
in the short term.
Short term. I bet it takes 2 months for that. It's a 2-month short term. It is. This is the.
I didn't realize this is going to become a coaching call.
This is the slingshot. Remember I was telling you about the slingshot?
Folks, this is what happens when Trevor and I start talking to each other.
It's good. Iron sharpens iron. Just wing it. Is this
Trevor, let me divert attention. This is what I do when I I feel like I have too much attention on myself. Trevor, what's your 4-year goal?
Oh, well, you just helped me realize a part of it last night, right? We were brainstorming, and you gave me an aha moment, which was I've been, in my business, I've been doing everything I can to go around the problem and find a creative way, a creative solution to not go through the process, not go through. And most people, here's what most people do in my industry, by the way. They literally, the problem is that there's a lot of regulation and compliance, and creating marketing strategies for their business in financial services is very, very challenging. It's a hard thing to navigate. And so they just don't do it. Like most people in my industry literally don't do anything.
Why bother? Right?
Yeah, they're like, so tough. So I have done some, and it is challenging. It's very tough. But I was like, well, here's another way. Let me go around, and I can create content at speed, and I can just let me go around the problem. But what you helped me realize last night was like forcefully going through it with like just pound through this thing. That not only can I use this and leverage it for myself and for my own business and my own brand, but then if I really am a trailblazer in this thing, then I can leverage that content that I've already created for other agents and advisors to help them
teach others.
Yeah, I'll be able to teach them And so, like, as an example, let's say I get a video script that I go through the process. Why should that die with me? Why
Yep.
should that video script die with me when I can
Yep.
sell it to 15,000 other financial professionals, right?
100 templates.
Yeah, templates.
Templates.
That's exactly right.
Sell templates.
Yep, templates. So
Proven formulas.
And then I thought also about this, Fanny. I didn't tell you this last night, but I started thinking about it. I was like, okay, well, I can also I can purchase, right? So let's say you're in financial services
Yeah.
and you write a script and then get it approved. I'm going to buy your script.
Look at that.
Let me purchase it from you, and then I'm going to sell it to 15,000 other agents,
Look at that.
right? Why would I?
Then you leverage your community.
Boom. Yeah, everybody if you're going to go through the process of getting the approvals and why should that die on the shelf for one video when literally that's the problem, is the words are the problem. So if we get the words solved, then you get where I'm going.
You just change the names, you change certain details,
exactly,
and it's done.
Done. And then we can create content at speed and market our businesses
100%.
and help more people and serve more people in the communities, because the problem in financial services is no one knows you exist.
Yep.
They don't know you can help them.
Well, and also they don't know who to trust.
That's another thing. Yeah.
Right? When you build a brand and people see the real you,
Yep.
like, you know what? I could hire any one out of 100 agents,
Right.
but I trust this one because this one consistently shows up. I see who they really are,
Yep.
and I trust that one.
It's the know, the like, the trust, and it's also top of mind.
Yeah?
Sometimes it doesn't even have to be about know, like, or trust, but dang, I guess it is the know. If you're top of mind, they know. So, like, for instance, you know, like, let's say you'd seen somebody's content over and over and over
I'll
again.
give you a great example.
Yeah, absolutely.
Last year, it was time to move.
Yep.
My husband stopped traveling for work, and so we were both working from home. We were just all up in each other. And we realized with the kids at home and all that, we needed a totally different setup. We needed a different house, different layouts, and we started house hunting. And lo and behold, we found one we liked, and then we had to sell ours. Guess whose name I thought of first?
Lindy.
Lindy Chapman. Shout out, Lindy. When I first met her 4 or 5 years ago, I was like, oh, real estate agent. Okay, well, I'm never going to sell my house. We can be friends,
right?
But I don't think I'll ever use your services.
Right.
Thank you. But we became good friends. I trusted everything she said. I loved her techniques. She's not your typical realtor, which I loved. And lo and behold, it was suddenly my situation changed. Suddenly I needed to sell our house. Lindy Chapman.
Ding! You know what's so funny about real estate? I was just talking to Jesse, the MC.
Yeah.
And he's in the real estate game and all of that. And I was
Yeah.
plugging in and I was asking him, I'm like, so in real estate, it's not as highly regulated. So, like, from a marketing and stuff, so they don't have the same issues that we have, right?
Right.
Anything money related, like mortgage industry is regulated because it's money.
Yeah.
Financial services, money. The real estate, not as much, a little bit, but not as much. So I was asking him these things, and I lost my train of thought.
Yeah. Well, about, top of mind.
Top of mind. Yeah, I don't know where I was going. I don't know where I was going with that. I have no idea. But that's okay. We'll keep on.
That's the thing.
Scott did that yesterday too, remember?
Yes.
He's like, brain fart.
It'll come to you.
Well, guys, shout out to Scott Simpson and this conference because it's been pretty amazing.
Scott and Camber and
Chaz.
They're like the triad. The three legs of this phenomenal conference. And in a way, like, don't you think, Trevor, like, the more we're in this business, the more we really are all media companies.
100%.
Right?
Yes.
We could be selling cooking supplies or books or plants or whatever.
You have to be known.
But you got to market.
You literally have to be now. You have to be. You cannot have a business and not do this stuff.
Because if you build it, it does not mean they'll come.
No.
You build it, but you got to build the traffic generation and media and attention to drive to it.
I tell people all the time, where attention goes, money flows. Okay? And
Yes.
it's not, you don't have to be the best, you just have to be the best known. Okay? Best known beats best.
That's good.
Right? Best known beats best.
Yes.
For instance,
Yes.
I'll give you an example. McDonald's, they don't have the best hamburger.
Yeah.
They have the best known hamburger, the best known process. You know what you're gonna get. You go in, you get out. You know what? Shoot, you know the name of it. It's the
And they're in every single town.
with the golden arches and their marketing. I mean, you're gonna see their commercials over and over and over. You know what it is.
And even though we know like it's not that healthy for us, convenience. We're on a road trip.
You know what you're gonna get.
We know what you can get.
You literally know what you're gonna get. You know those fries.
What do you order? What do you order at McDonald's, Trevor?
You know, in all transparency, because of how bad it is. Okay, like I don't even really like their burgers and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, all right, it's all garbage anyways, so I'm gonna go with that value menu, and I get the I'll get a McChicken, a spicy McChicken, and the fries, right? And then I'll get a McDouble and fries. So it's a small fry, you know, little small fry.
Yes,
But what's funny is the small fry is just as much as the medium fry. They don't know how they do that.
Oh yeah, it's all planned.
It's the
Do you know what I
same
get?
amount.
I get a Big Mac.
The Big Mac.
I love that sauce. I don't know how we ended up at McDonald's.
I don't know.
But yes.
Fanny, is there anything that you want to plug or highlight, anything you got going on right now that we want to tell the audience about?
I think I'm going to declare something here.
Yes, let's go.
I haven't announced it.
This is a first?
This is a first.
You're hearing it first on the Who You Know Show.
Ready?
Yes.
I'm actually going to start a new video podcast called Tech Legacies.
Tech Legacies.
Because I've decided that's my niche, to help tech leaders create a legacy. Because I'm a geek and I came up through technology consulting firms. And I want to highlight tech leaders that have heart and that have already been successful, and now they just want to leave a legacy behind and have their messages be out there to inspire the next generation.
Let's go.
And that's what I've been thinking of and planning, Tech Legacies. And it's going to be a video podcast.
Yes.
An intimate video podcast. Not hopefully, I'm going to start talks with Real News PR. Do you hear that, Real News?
Oh, say what?
I'm looking for sponsors that are interested in technology.
So if you're a tech company, you know what I'm saying, you want a little extra plug here and there, you want a little she's going to blow it up, y'all.
Imagine bringing in all kinds of tech leaders, CIOs, CTOs on the show. Wouldn't you want to be the sponsor of that show?
Yeah, you want to be the main sponsor, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
You want to be the sponsor, because she ain't going to have one sponsor, y'all. I'm going to tell you right now, she ain't going to have one. She's going to have like 32 sponsors.
Yeah.
Okay? But you want to be, kind of like the Cowboys. They do the official sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, I like
Right.
that. Yeah,
It's the official.
Yeah. There's the official one.
The official. It's the... And it's the one that you're going to have co-branded on all your thumbnails, okay? It's the one that you're going to have on everything. Everybody else, they can get a little ad read here, they can get a little this, but this is the official sponsor that you're going to be.
Love it.
You're going to be plugging all the time. They're going to be co-branded thumbnails.
There it is. Tech Legacies, video podcasts of CIOs, CTOs.
Yep.
I'm looking for the official sponsor.
All right, like so if you're just kind of like I think I might want to sponsor, put a little this. No, we ain't talking to you, okay?
Yeah.
All right, we need.
And I'm serious.
She's serious and I'm serious. We need the real cash flow, okay? Let's go.
And do you know how this show is going to be different?
What's it going to be?
Even though I'm highlighting the tech leaders, I want to talk about their biggest challenges, their lessons, the things that they learned along the way, the hard things that they had to do. so that it can help the next generation and even their peers. I think we all want to leave behind a little bit of that impact and that difference. Isn't that why you kind of do this show too, Trevor?
Yeah, it's all about the impact. Seriously, we're trying to lift people up, get them back to their cash flow, trying to make an impact in the world, and this is our crazy way of doing it.
So I just declared that. So now it's time to make it happen.
Make a legacy. Make a tech legacy.
Love it. I went out and got that domain as soon as I had that idea. So
Y'all
nobody can steal it.
You you heard it here first, y'all. Fanny, it's been an absolute pleasure. Always. Everybody loves Fanny. I wish the show was called that. I wish the show was called Everybody Loves Fanny Tech Legacy Edition. Everybody Loves Fanny Tech Legacy Edition.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Guys, that's the show. It's all about who you
know.
And a little bit of cash flow.
Woo!
Woo! Bye. Thanks for listening to the Who You Know Show podcast. My name is Trevor Houston, and if you've enjoyed this episode, consider subscribing wherever you listen and leave us a positive review to help us keep the mics on in the studio. Until next week, that's the show. It's all about who you know.